Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of action happening here on Inferno between Vitality and ENCE. As you see in the highlight reel, Saibu ending up at, what was it, 34 something kills?
Some-ish, around there. 33 maybe, doesn't matter. He had a lot of kills.
A lot of kills, yeah, it was wonderful.
I've changed.
You've changed up.
This is a nice hoodie. You're really gonna enjoy it. Might not be good as the ice cream sandwich one.
Might not be quite as good. I'm really enjoying this hoodie.
I'm like Halloween candy. I'm like those Halloween corn things, the corn candy.
Oh, yeah. When is Halloween coming up? It's soon, isn't it?
It's the last day of October, isn't it? 31st.
It's spread into the rest of the world, which I don't know. I kind of like it.
Do you enjoy Halloween?
Yeah, I kind of like it as a holiday. I think it's sort of a good time, I guess. It feels like it fits in nicely. Like leaves enough time for Christmas, you know, all that stuff.
Yep.
Well, it's way off topic, but I did like the sort of the break segment there, you know, doing makeup.
He's doing makeup. That was my first time.
And
you were my first, Anders.
Yeah, well, likewise. We thought about if we should, you know, bring in
colors,
fancy colors, yeah, which still won't rule out that we could try and do on day 2 or 3, you know.
We can make it. We can get more creative. We could do like a whole emo thing tomorrow if you wanted.
Oh, like yeah, just only using sort of black and white.
Dark colors. I think we'd have to actually have the professional do that though.
Yeah, there's a good chance otherwise it's going to get real weird.
Real weird.
Nuke is going to be the second map, which also could get quite weird. Still, I think both Alu and Saibu, in terms of the AWP potential, are going to be fine with AWPing on this map, right?
That was a fun battle to watch on Inferno. But you know, I think it's going to be interesting just because this feels like it should be an ENCE map. And I agree with Chad. I think there is a little bit of a handicap in terms of like the travel that they had and the schedule. Like we know how much our colleagues are really feeling the struggle of this travel. Well, I know we talked to Astralis earlier. They were talking about how they felt the effects of the travel. You can only imagine the similar thing with ENCE.
I'll say something though.
Okay.
Watching Alex flop around on the sofa, you know, just trying to sort of like mentally
pull himself together.
Was really funny. I did really appreciate that.
Oh, it's only funny because we've all been there.
Yeah. I think the worst thing that can happen really is it's not just the jet lag and everything. It's when you know you actually have to keep yourself awake for another 4 hours, because obviously the trouble is you go to sleep at 7 o'clock and then you just wake up at 3 in the morning and now you're in trouble.
Then you're screwed again and you never get back on that cycle.
Yeah, so that's like a whole, well, it's sort of part, you know, part art, part science, I guess, when you have to try and manage your own sleep schedule. Not easy.
Well, we have some time to kill, Anders. There is one player not left in the server. I didn't have an idea. I just wanted to get that out in the open.
Oh yeah.
So that you could come up with something we could talk about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were getting ready for some sort of larger discussion.
I didn't, but I'm open to it.
Well, I'm trying to think. What have we been mostly doing lately? Actually, maybe we could do this. We've been they're all in the server now, so that's kind of, well, I'll do it anyway. We've been playing Underlords a fair bit. We have been playing some Underlords in our travels. How you feeling about that game right now? The new update came out, so I'm struggling a little bit. Yeah. Well, I'm sitting at a nice rank, but you know, I'm trying to catch on because you know it's really scary. The druids in that game for the longest time have been absolutely worthless. Yes. And now they feel like they could be good, but I've been lured into that trap too many times. I've had my heart broken. Yeah. So. Okay. So that's the thing. When we get back to it, we need to test out. We need to find out if the druids are are finally worth it. You know what else I've been playing recently? Because I can't play Counter-Strike on my travels. I have Astral Chain on the Switch. Yeah. That's a pretty sweet game. You enjoying that? I really enjoyed that. You don't have a Switch yet, do you? I don't. I sort of feel like I should. Mario Kart just announced today they have a pro circuit. Oh. Racing You're circuit. Beating everybody in Mario Kart for a long time. No one's been willing to play me for the last 2.5 years. So my skills have probably been rusty. Ooh, I've seen even confident people show up. I think Paolo was feeling confident for a while. Paolo was very confident. He got put in his place pretty quickly. I've heard people say you're cheating even. Like Paolo was the first one, I think, to bring out the cheating accusations. That's how you know you're really dominant. Okay, well, if anyone wants to step up to the plate, yeah, shoot me a message. Maybe get you on a team for the pro circuit. You know, let's become Nintendo Switch friends and challenge each other to some Mario Kart races. Play Smash as well. All right. Well, there we go. Now it's out there in the open. Yep. People can go and find you. Listen, there's gonna be like 100 people just way better at me than both games. It's gonna be embarrassing. Either way, we can forget about that. Nuke coming up, map number 2. Vitality off the back of Zywoo's 34-ish kill performance.
They're up 1-0.
Starting on the CT side this time, Vitality and ENCE on the T side. They've got an HE and a Molotov, and they've already used the HE to blow up the door. They didn't want to do anything else. Yeah, the Molotov's going to follow, so just a bit of distraction. Apex, though, looking in the right direction and sniping away. Sunny did not make it across, although they did a respectable amount of damage in return. They're straight down to the bomb site. They still have the bomb. Oh, and Alex, how is he alive? He was caught trying to transition in there.
Oh my God.
I don't know why he's not dead. He's way outlived his expiration date here, and he actually stays alive for the whole thing so far. That is just absurd.
It actually set up such a perfect crossfire with his teammates coming down the ramp room. That is incredible. Shox, ZywOo, they came to his support, and while they were trying to deal with Alex behind the silo, they were just getting picked apart. Vitality is 1 kill on RPK away from a teammate, and it's going to be Shox to take it away. Double kill for him in the round, and a pistol round victory for the defense. And you can see ZywOo, Alex giving each other a little glance, laughing it off. The near-death experience.
Yeah, it truly was, wasn't it? It's one of those moments where probably ENCE were as confused, like, what's going on? And then it's like, well, it's an easy kill now, only unfortunately all three of us are actually focusing on that, and it horribly backfires. Strange beginnings on Nuke. And a full save coming in from ENCE. Not really surprising, I guess.
No, especially without that plant. We saw him on Inferno in that loss. They pick up the Krieg and the 2 AKs in that second round off a plant, but this time the option's not available to him. Not even any kills picked up in that pistol round. So, gonna play it passive, maybe talking some things over, figuring out things for the next round.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem with doing that so early on, I guess, is that you're not gonna have that much intel to really work off of. Now, maybe the slight upside is in the next round, you have to expect they're gonna have better weapons than Vitality in terms of the SMGs and everything here. So, there is a pretty decent chance they could do something. Not experiencing any aggressive pushes or anything, so eventually they're just going to get bored of waiting. Opening up the door in Apex, he's ready for this. This is a fantasy scenario. You've got the crossfire of SMGs, and they just all get chewed up. That's wonderful. In a brutal kind of way, but...
Yeah, but it is the moment, it is the lineup you dream of. Narrow choke point, no armor, SMG. Apex is living his best life.
I'm wondering about Apex, though. I'm not seeing any, like, no meme reactions. I'm not hearing the screams.
I think he's holding out for the stage.
Okay.
I think that's when he brings his best reactions. Molotov in towards the door. That was blown open. A deep smoke, and Apex is going to have this angle again. And with the edge of the smoke, they might actually think, another smoke in, but look at Aerial. He's so fast in here. That player up in Raptors is in some trouble. Good kill from ZywOo. Can't follow it up. A Dink and Sergey and Aerial have such low HP. How are you supposed to be aggressive if you're either one of those players?
I really don't know. It looked like they were about to sandwich in a lot of Vitality players there, but then it kind of backfired a little bit. RPK sees one with the FAMAS. Needs to buy some time here. The flashbang maybe could do it, but they're already down the vent with the bomb as well. And RPK lucky to find that kill on Aerial. He could already gone down. Now, they're going to get the bomb plant. Sunny's already on it, and Shock's going to show up a little bit too late, and a great headshot. And somehow, they recover the round on ENCE. That's... You would have to go through that round almost frame by frame to figure out all of the chaos that was happening there.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't catch the kills that really caused that victory for ENCE. It's a hectic round on Nuke, and obviously a great call to just disappear down those vents. When all the chaos went down, when all the HP is being lost, just sliding to the other bomb site, the perfect response. 2-1, still in the favor of the defense. They have another buy. Scout on ZywOo, SMG and RPK, and rifles aside of it. And again, ENCE is a very strong buy, and again, aggressive out the squeaky door, which has been blown open. And you have to wonder, does Vitality realize one's dropped down because none of their defense is actually rotated?
It's so dangerous if you don't. And look at how quick Alu is. He's run the hallway. Shocked. If he falls back now, he's in this weird fight for the smoke, but Alu's just going to shoot him the back in about 3 seconds. So, yeah, jumps right down, and that is going to be a shock. If nobody told him on his team that that was even a possibility, you're just going to be shot. And now Alex out in the open, and unlike in the pistol round, he's not going to make it out.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go, no backup at all. And this vertical strategy they're bringing out to start this half is going very well. And I think if you're Vitality, surely someone has called out to possibly save. RPK finds a blind kill. There's no kits. This retake has to be quick. They do have one smoke.
I mean, lightning quick. I would have said, yeah, already just probably better to save these guns. You don't really have a lot to work with, and surely they're going to be thinking the same thing. Aerial making sure that there's not even a chance of a retake, and I even thought that was a little bit of a stretch to begin with. Apex looking to take guns away, but won't be able to. And that's a powerful start here on map number 2 for ENCE. Taking all the money, equalizing the scoreline.
Yeah, all tied up.
And the speed, like, they are so quick.
Well, they've been doing that pretty much this whole half, blowing open that door, being aggressive with utility. This time, just no one spots Alu dropping down the vents. And that'll really, as you mentioned, that'll be frustrating to Shox, who just had no idea it was coming.
I'm sure if you replay... Oh, wait a minute, they're pushing already, so scratch that for the minute. Aerial could have got caught off guard, but beautiful transfer in. Alu was there to help him. I bet if you replay that round where Alu drops down, because he's going to go through Toxic, I guess, to open that door.
Yeah.
And obviously, once he does that, that's going to make noise. So I bet his teammates up top are probably making a bunch of noise at that moment, so that you can't hear him opening the door.
Yeah, and also...
And then he's towards the ramp.
And also remember, Shox was being frozen.
Yeah.
By the spamming through the smoke. I think it was Sergey on the other side who was really kind of taking that fight and just making sure, just doing a couple shots and falling away, doing a couple more, just making sure that...
No, that's really unfair.
Yeah, it is unreasonable. Apex didn't have a weapon that could spam. But just making sure that Shox was going to be there for Alu. That was perfect. 3-2, we'll see if Vitality can plug the hole in the defense. They're going to buy again here. Not enough money for the AWP on ZywOo.
Which in itself is actually a considerable problem, isn't it?
He even has to drop down to the Fama so he can get the utility. No kits, he's got head armor though. Door blown open one more time. Sergey the first one. This time he's just gonna spam. He's found the kill, but he's gonna burn for it. Follow up from Alu, aggressive outside, so is Aerial. Great shot from ZywOo's. Looking real good with that Famas.
Yeah, he actually has been quite accurate. RPK up on the rafters, Shox with a good headshot, and looks like RPK's in a perfect position. Him and Shox combining for a powerful defense there, and Alu now thought no one was there, but ZywOo read that very well. And he's going to be able to steal the AK-47, so that's a good turnaround for Vitality, one that they really, really needed. Still going to be facing off against a lot of weaponry on the ENCE side here in this next round.
Yeah, but at least they can drop some guns over to their teammates, so they're going to get better with the utility. With the Molotovs, they can stop that fast-paced pay out the door. This is when you're going to see the nades rain in. The Molotovs, you're going to see some of the spam. If that keeps coming from the ENCE side of things. So this time, there's the door being blown open. Alu with the pick. That's outside. That was very fast. Alex gets caught out in the open. I don't think he expected the pace.
And they slow it down afterwards. And let's just see if anybody else is going to try and get aggressive to recover that loss, which is not uncommon. They get up all of the ramp room, and Shox maybe is the guy to go and find that kill back. He's certainly thinking about it. Almost all the way up the stairs. Aerial has been waiting for him for at least 10 seconds, so now it's just a question of timing. Shox is hearing the grenades. He's thinking maybe now is the time. And Aerial, yeah, oh my god, the timing there. That's kind of... I think maybe he would have had a shot otherwise.
I think he's going to peek back up into it, Anders. Ooh, the Molotov behind him. He's definitely going to peek into it there. They had him read the whole way. Shox didn't even realize that they spotted him. And now this op can just rain down death. Long range. ZywOo's still challenging, though. Off angle in the windows, and look at this. Sunny in a perfect position to cut off rotations, to backstab if the timing is right.
Alu's super happy to just be waiting out here. Just making sure that no one's sneaking in from any direction, and the patience is going to pay off once again. A third kill for Alu. And RPK just hiding on the T roof for a while.
I think there's going to be some things. That fight in the future is going to look very different with Shox and stairs, because ZywOo actually had 2 flashbangs underneath the ladder. Shox could have called for one, and maybe he was, maybe something was happening that prevented it from occurring. But if you're going to make that kind of a peek in those stairs, just get the flash out there. That would have been a perfect scenario. There was a lot of time he could have called for it. Obviously, just I don't even think he realized that he exposed himself with those little half peaks.
No, probably not. They definitely were aware of it, you could tell. So ENCE right back on the track, winning 3 rounds in a row, losing 1, and now they pick it back up again. From Vitality's point of view, that's not really what they're looking for here. And you like, I mean, the early pace, just ENCE getting some of these forward positions so quickly that you can kind of tell that the defensive side aren't really ready for it. A little bit of a push towards ramp here. It's X7 and Alu. Not seeing anyone yet. And X7 sneaking very close. Deagle from Shox. Again, I think he's going to get caught just off the fan. Oh, no. The other way around. He actually saw that coming. Gets the headshot. Sergey next to Shox. That is beautiful. 1 Deegs all day long.
Didn't get baited into the follow-up peek either. Alu's holding him in with the AWP. He wants to go for more. They're still going to go challenge him. Sunny's happy to fight against the Deagle. And he's already gotten past the gap. Shox might not be aware. Apex holding onto the upper bomb site. RPK pushed up outside. ZywOo's there to spot for him. So the rest of the map is clear for the moment.
It might be all on this. Sunny's just holding the corner. They're not sure if Shox is still here. He is, and that's the third one. Oh, this is absolutely disgusting. Now, finally, they managed to do some damage to him and maybe push him back a bit. He hasn't even reloaded yet. He just wants to do this one more time, and they finally managed to sneak in on him. He nearly gets that one. That might have just won the round here.
Yeah, it's taken so much time for them to clear him out. That was the big thing. Now you could see RPK and ZywOo in this upper bomb site. RPK has that salvage AK-47, and Apex, he just needs to cover down below. They are going to come up to the upper bomb site, though. It's all going to be on RPK and ZywOo.
And up on the hut here. That's a pretty powerful position to be in. RPK really wants to be the last to engage, and they find him beforehand. ZywOo still gets a straight and clean headshot. And now 10 seconds left for the plant here. Sunny, he can hardly even fake it, and I think they know. Yeah, so smart for ZywOo. He still goes down, and Sunny, oh, he steals it back. After all of the work that Shox had put in, I actually thought they had the right idea. I thought for sure they were going to either stop the bomb plant or get the kill on him right after the bomb goes down. That, I don't know. That doesn't feel fair.
No, but none of this felt fair. Throughout the whole round, these 1Ds from Shox are so disgusting. I cannot, I'm with you. I can't believe Sunny won that, but I also can't believe the timing of as soon as ZywOo stops really monitoring that hut door, they just walk out and RPK is just left so exposed. That has to be frustrating if you're him. 5-3 in the favor of ENCE.
Alex in a very forward position, which is not without a risk. It actually looks like Ariel is already looking for it. Yeah, he's been scoped up there the whole time. He definitely knows, but still goes down. So if you have that kind of an intuition, oh, Alu gonna catch him. I was gonna say maybe again call for a flashbang or something to clear that part. Apex, nice turnaround, but they still are gonna be looking for the bomb site and nearly getting it. If not for ZywOo getting that last kill in, then it would have been a pretty quick bomb plant here. X7 is still gonna go for it.
Well, Shox has dropped down below. They've seen so many times this ENCE team changing the verticality of their attack, so Shox just wanted to check that lower bomb site just to make sure. X7's gonna have plenty of time to get into a new position, but he has no idea where the second player is coming from. He's clearing everything. Now he's gonna hear the utility usage. There is a smoke on ZywOo. No kit, though.
X7, a little bit of damage output. That reveals his position as well. More grenades raining in, and that forces him into the fight, and he does pick it up, but ZywOo getting the kill nonetheless. No kit here, so, I mean, they did not have a lot of time. That's right on the edge, I think, of what's actually possible in terms of defusing. Shox can leave it down to the very last nanosecond and will barely win the round here. They need these rounds a lot here. They only save 1 rifle.
Yeah, that's a costly win. Again, and this happened on Inferno, but it was the other way. It was ENCE who had that costly win for the first one after a big streak, and now it's just going to be a grind. It's going to be a battle with the FAMAS, with a lower utility, and they have to have these weapons just so they can have a Molotov and extra smoke. ZywOo has the 1 kit, so Vitality not out of the woods just yet. ZywOo outside, Apex and Mini. And ENCE has stopped putting so much emphasis on blowing open that door and attacking towards vents. They've changed things up now. Slower pace, more standardized towards outside with the smokes and the utility.
So I was hoping in this round that they're going to try and cross over towards Mini or maybe even towards Hell. So far that's not happening, although with X7 up there, that does make that slightly more likely. He's certainly in a great position to catch them if they end up showing up. A little bit of a spam coming through. He's hearing that. Now, yeah, it looks like he's going to get his wish. The problem is, after he fires this gun, how does he get out? That's the bomb, and yeah, they're all going to be coming. He can't even really call for backup. There's no reason for anyone to, like, they can't all rotate. Maybe they can come and try and help, like Apex and Shox on the other side, but they can't get out on top of the bomb, is what I'm saying. And Sergey and Aerial, not much left here. That is so effective, but it is not without a risk if you're in that corner.
Yeah, just the bomb being dropped makes that so brutal. Makes it almost an impossible recovery. And I think as well, I think ENCE really did want to go down secret and attack that lower bomb site. I think the problem was they realized they didn't really have the utility to make it work. By the time they actually attacked in towards warehouse, they had, I think, like 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke. And, you know, when you're trying to plan on that lower bomb site, if they know it's coming, that's very difficult to clear all the corners and have a safe plant. Sergey going to find one towards the end. Again, the name of the game at this point, because the economy is so low, this is a perfect situation for Vitality to build up some economy. And ENCE, even in a loss, they want more frags. There goes, oh no, excuse me. ZywOo is saved. The Molotov going to come in. Oh dear, excuse me again.
I can't believe it. The building saved him at the end. 5-5 and all tied up.
That's the epitome of a caster curse.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
The
Molotov, he's screwed. Nope, it hits the building for no good reason.
It's just proving that it's a real thing. I think even in this version of Nuke, if you're in the garage there,
yeah,
where ZywOo is, but not quite on this side, if you're in the other side of the container that's to his left, you can shoot through that wall and actually shoot down the line of the red container from inside of the garage. Now they all vent dive with pistols, and Shox sees it coming, but can't really do anything about it. Some follow-up grenades will certainly be effective, and yeah, Aerial just getting exploded from up behind. Still, that's a pretty good kills coming in now. 3 versus 3, and Vitality really need to make sure they don't lose this round. That would be unbelievably silly.
I think they should be okay, but still a chance. They need to take out ZywOo, and Apex is just going to come out the door. Last 2 were pinned along that wall. Nowhere to go. No good fights to take.
No, not really. But, you know, if they win their next fight against him, against the ZywOo up there, and they steal a AWP and maybe some grenades or something like that, it could get weird.
You never know how that turns out. 6-5, and 3 in a row now for the Vitality defense.
Yeah, that's a big turnaround.
The nice thing is they finally have so much money behind them as well. Shox at 3,300, ZywOo 2,700, Apex is 7,000. They're good for a bit, and they can feel comfortable buying weapons and utility. Back to the door strategy we go. Sunny gonna lead the way, and he's already down the vent.
Surely that's not gonna be surprising anyone, though.
I think it is.
You see all the spam coming out, so they can't hear the door being opened from Sunny. I mean, you can also just obviously hope for a kill, but it's a pretty good idea. Shox, yeah, they're looking for it.
Yeah, they are. Alex had to rotate over so Shox could go down, but now they actually have no one looking towards ramp room. They have ZywOo covering from above, but this is so much manpower dedicated to ramp room and below. And obviously, if ENCE get the whiff of that, if they get an idea that the defense is going to be mounted in this portion of the map, they're just going to attack upper.
Well, that really would be the next level, wouldn't it? You would, if you were Vitality and that happens, you just feel so red.
Just look at how, I mean, this is one of the dangers of this map and why it takes so much communication on the CT side. Just look at how much information is denied when you try and rotate over to deal with this one problem. Sunny the Molotov as well. Ooh, he gets the gun out in time, but can't fire the shot. They figured ZywOo was here. They baited out. That is nice work. And now Alex, he has to sink deeper behind the silo in the lower bomb site. They're going to attack this. 2 players here. Good shot from Alex. And Apex is up next. They have recovered the situation so nicely for the moment.
Still 30 seconds left, and that's Alu taking down Apex. And wow, it looked like they had that on lockdown. They had the 2-man stack at the bomb site. They had it all set up, and then, I don't know, they've continued to fight maybe a little bit longer than they needed to, and now it's RPK. He's going to be coming in from ramp, but this is a very, very difficult retake. And, ooh, finds Alu out in the open, and my god, now Aerial. He's got a Molotov, but that doesn't matter with the smoke up. RPK goes straight for it, and Aerial able to do the damage. And RPK not having the nerve to go for the full defuse. It's hard to blame him. Tying up the scoreline once again. It's 6-6. Man.
I actually cannot believe Vitality did such a good job to recover from that scenario. For them to lose it, that's got to hurt. Still money, as I mentioned. They were in that position where they could feel comfortable. They can rebuy into this next round, but this will be all the cash they have. I mean, they're going to take a timeout, talk things over.
Yeah, they're making this almost as difficult as it possibly can be.
That's interesting. Shox being... Oh, they've got to be discussing rotations. They've got to be discussing how to rotate if that door is blown open and someone gets down the vent. You could see the hand signal from Shox.
I mean, one way to do it potentially is just send someone there early. Say, you know what, we're going to be near vent when you drop down.
Well, it might be a situation. He might have just said, you know what, Shox. Well, I mean, we'll see here. It might be something where you just go down lower no matter what, and you just go play towards those stairs so you can cover that.
A lot of grenades raining in. Nobody dropping vents just now. Cyber in a good position. Early jump. Oh, and that's a 2-for-1. No kills, but I think he'll take it anyway. Now, even hunting him down at that point is going to be dangerous. And Alu, full health player, out of the round here as Apex takes one and pushes up aggressively. Wants to continue the fight.
They actually rotated 3 players downstairs. That's how much Vitality's been trained to be scared for that lower bomb site. RPK and Alex, they get back just in time, but so much attention was taken away from this upper bomb site. Still somehow fighting for it. Alex, SMG, there's just too many angles.
Oh no!
It's all on Shox.
He fell to his death. X7, he tried to get down, but not in the fashion that he was looking for. And now Shox on one side. A bit of a fake plant. Sunny's waiting for it. Shox, he's patient with it. And Sunny, is he going to go downstairs instead? Wow. How do you read that if you're Shox? Surely you think he's just gone to the other side. Oh, but door to open. That's annoying. So now you have to go straight for it. And Shox making his way down the ladder into the vent as we speak. He's got a smoke Shox, and that will help him out maybe a little bit. But now it's a question of timing. How do you know who's going to be coming out on top on this one? If Sunny stays here and Shox goes... Oh, he doesn't have a kit. Oh, dear.
This is not great. He's going to have to smoke it off and just stick it without a kit. And if he doesn't find him right now, that's the only option left to Shox. And now he's made the noise. You just have to. And I think that smoke is not designed whatsoever for the position that Sunny's in. He can see the bomb clearly. Unfortunate situation for Shox, but you have to give props to Sunny. The play to fake the plant, get down the vent as soon as the smoke clears, and he's gotten ENCE to a 7th round. This is a situation now where Vitality, this defense, has been so beaten by ENCE dropping down the vents that they're over-committing players down to the B bomb site. And ENCE is taking full advantage of it.
They really are. And that's after the early kill from Apex, the double shot. Oh yeah, he just failed that. One big jump. But yeah, that should have been, that probably should have been Vitality's round. All that early damage, you would think. X7 still did an amazing job flanking. He's had a really tough game. I mean, the falling to his death was kind of a little bit insignificant in some sense, but Shox forced back and caught inside of the smoke. Aerial, and my god. What do you do?
Between him and Sergey, the amount of kills we've seen coming out through smokes. Alex is blinded. And you have to really admire the amount of fast-paced aggression that ENCE is applying to Vitality, this new roster. Just one player coming in. But on a map like Nuke, that's everything. Rotation so important. 8th round for ENCE on the T side.
It is like it's like a good lesson that we're all getting here in how badly things can get messed up if you don't know who's covering what on Nuke. You just lose track of one player that goes in vent, and you're not sure. You make the assumption maybe somebody else is taking care of it, or you don't even really know if they're necessarily there or not, and everything goes wrong.
This is one of those maps that's like super fun to play with like your friends and your group of guys that you play Counter-Strike with that you know are going to communicate, but you'll never play this in matchmaking if you're all alone. It's a nightmare. ZywOo with the aggression, the assist from Shox, and I guess that's one way to do it. Fight fire with fire.
Yeah, why not? We've seen them in this position before, though. Being a man up with the lead. It's the 15th round here, so I don't know. 8-7 would still be sort of a reasonable scoreline for either team. That's not the problem. Oh, and Alex probably thought he had some kind of prime real estate out there. Instead, he gets taken down. That's going to be frustrating, because if you're allowed to wait there for another 15 seconds, you almost certainly someone's going to walk across that yard, and you can be the hero. Now it's a 4-on-4 though. Dualies in play as well for Sergey.
I love that.
ZywOo. Door is gone. Headshot attempt there for ZywOo, but he's not going to stick around. So I mean that's not bad at all.
So at least got the information and survived. So teammates can come in. Sunny and Sergey waiting at the door. They have the bomb as well. Zaiwu taking a few more shots. Now going to drop down, relocate his position. He somehow found himself in a very powerful spot behind this box. But again, this feels like a fake. It feels like, again, ENCE is trying to exploit the fact that they've been so successful downstairs. There's the door open, and Apex had no idea it was coming. RPK in the site cannot hold on. 2 entries for Sunny, 3 total in the round.
These calls from the ENCE side on this T side of Nuke have been beautiful. The double smoke, not so much, but still, they've actually tactically demolished Vitality in so many of these rounds. Even the mid-round calls coming out where they just sort of switch it up at the end. Alu will go down finally to Zaiwu, but is it really going to be enough? Still, there are no kits in play, and actually Shox will get one more kill, and now it's on Sergey. All the help in the world. He takes care of one, the flashbang, and so much pressure, and again, it's a 10-second defuse, and it won't even happen. Sergey will take him down 9-6 in the first half here, and a brilliant first half it was for ENCE. Frankie, what do you say?
Well, I say the ENCE still seem like they're not celebrating. They know this isn't over yet. They need to win on Nuke if they want to have a day off tomorrow. So they're going to be fighting super hard. But as we saw, ENCE, you know, we've all been speculating about how tactical they can be, but actually it looks like Nuke has remained their happy base despite the prick, despite the change. But we ourselves are going to take a break, so do not go anywhere.
And we're back. Vitality versus ENCE. Map number 2 here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters. Day 1 still, but we've had a lot of Counter-Strike coming your way. And we may still have even more. Vitality kind of a little bit behind here. And ENCE wrecking them in that first half tactically. It was brilliant to watch. And now they just need to follow it through, which we'll see if they can here now playing the CT side.
It feels like the scoreline is so close for how much ENCE outplayed them tactically. There was a nice run for Vitality in the middle of that first half, which I think... actually, it was broken up a little bit, but, I mean, just bailed them. It just barely got enough rounds to play with. T side, flashbang is out. They go for the long-range duel against the Heaven player. That's Sergey. Shox goes down. No pressure applied to this defense quite yet, and Sergey spots another one. But he's got to realize they could be very, very close now.
They get the kill on Nick 7. Yeah, Sergey's been playing this very smartly at the moment, and it will get him a kill as well. 3 on 3. It felt like Vitality put a lot into that early fight, and they're still making their way out. RPK finding 2 with the P250. And I don't know, it looked like a lot of that early push. He's going to get the last one, too. That's a quad kill for RPK. What a way to finish the first round here at the second half. I don't know if I'm shocked that they made that work, but it feels like when you throw all those grenades outside to get the first initial flank, or like the first swing out, and you get nothing for it, it's like, oh, that's not great.
Yeah, this is not how it's supposed to work. There's supposed to be someone here.
And then they even lost the first kill to Alu, so he's like, you did all that, and now you're 4 versus 5. But great recovery, RPK. Beautiful work. It's 4 out of 9 kills that he has in the first round here.
Well, Shox is going to get across, run the gauntlet behind the smoke. And it's only one player that's actually crossed, so no
Why did it sound like lasers coming through the smoke?
It was great, wasn't it? It's like a whole Star Wars thing.
That's an upgrade you would pay for, isn't it?
Oh, hell yeah, I'd pay so much money.
Probably a lot of people would. Might be some copyright issues on that front. Ariel and Sunny left. And again, just with the USPs, they are hoping to get back in the second half really early on in the upcoming round with a full buy, and who can blame them?
Ooh, Apex trying to bait him into Sunny, but that's not going to happen. Ariel trying to bait him into Sunny, and nice shots with the MAC-10 down the stretch. 3 kills for Shox, and it's going to be 8-9. And here's where we get the buy out of the ENCE defense. M4 is being picked up, utility as well. Nothing too crazy. No AWP on board. They don't have the cash for it.
Well, surely for Vitality to steal away this map and deny the third one for ENCE, if they can close out the economy really early on, if they can go on a bit of a run here where with the defensive side there's almost no chance to really pick up good rifles like that AWP you were mentioning, that's the way to do it. Ariel taking up this position, playing it very aggressively inside of the smoke and hoping for someone to be there. And ooh.
Loving the gap he's found. He wanted to retreat into mini, but then he sees that and he's like, oh, you know what? I changed my mind. I'll hang out here for just a moment. One thing we didn't really talk about too much, we've touched on like the crazy travel schedule that ENCE had, but you know, the longer this goes, the later into the evening, this turns into a very, very difficult day for those guys. They have to do it the hard way. After losing that first map, they have to go to 3 maps, which is just going to be it just gets harder and harder to keep your focus. Aerial flashed off the angle and absolutely wrecked by a MAC-10 bullet to the head and the follow-up from ZywOo.
Yeah, that's even a good point. The first map is 16-14. This one is shaping up to be a pretty close affair as well.
It's a lot of Counter-Strike when you're already exhausted.
It is a lot of Counter-Strike. Need to find a way to get fully focused and fired up in the meantime. Smoke will allow them to get back in towards Mini. They flash their way through in case someone's waiting at the corner. And inside of the bomb site, Sergey feeling increasingly uncomfortable as they're coming in from every angle. He did a pretty good job controlling that. Now Sunny with the flank as well. And this is looking brilliant. ENCE with a good defense. I mean, just the small moments there where Sergey, he gets the kill, stays alive. Just all those little things there, just buying time for his team.
That was a nice coordinated crunch. Player coming up the vent, player coming, flanking through Mini.
Yeah.
That was really, really well done from ENCE. I think there was even a third player up top. So 10-8 as the defense holds on, but there were still some MAC-10s on the, on the board for Vitality. So now we're gonna get the AK-47s across the board. And a timeout being called as well.
Yeah, I saw Alex pulling up a little black book to read through. I'm most curious about that. I feel like I'd rather not know what it says, because then there's like a level of mystery. I bet if you actually saw what it says, it's just,
Nothing crazy? Like it wouldn't blow your mind the way that you imagine right now?
It probably would be just more like, statistical, tendencies. Like, they tend to do this kind of, that kind of like little, which is still great. I mean, it's still worth having that, but.
I wonder, well, we see a lot of, I know like James Earl, the coach for Cloud9, has a massive, he takes massive amounts of notes. We've seen the notebook here.
Yeah.
Plenty of players with notebooks. Would be interesting to get an idea. Steel uses little post-its, little whatever it is. Doesn't he like have the post-its he puts in the monitor?
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, I forgot about that. I miss Steel.
Had a great show match.
Yeah, he did. I was glad to see that. 10-8, round number 19, and Sunny with an auto shotgun. And the dream for Vitality to shut the Finns down early on here in the second half to make sure they didn't have the economy not really working out the way they were expecting. They did do a lot of damage in the last round, we'll give them that, but ENCE don't need a lot, I think, in this early start here before they can really win.
What a risky position from Aerial.
Yeah.
Holy hell. You are very committed. Ooh, nice flashbang. He's going to get one. Oh, and it works perfectly. That is a beautiful piece of teamwork between him and Alu. The risk pays off, and they have a dominant lead and soon-to-be victory in this round.
You love those setups because, of course, it takes some nerve to be Aerial in that position, but theoretically, any one of you guys at home could do this, right? You can coordinate this with a friend and make that work. Just a question of timing, and I mean, you can't guarantee it'll work out that well, but that's amazing. 11-8, and round number 20 now starting, and Vitality hitting the wall, economically speaking, instead of ENCE.
I don't even know how blind they actually were. Maybe Shox was a little bit more blind, but regardless, I liked that. That was cool. 11-8.
Yeah, it worked well enough.
I mean, the problem with you kids trying that at home would be if you're playing in a matchmaking or like rank S. What you have there is players who are just going to be rushing everything. So you're not going to get, you're sitting in that corner and then you have someone just jumping around the red box.
Yeah.
5 seconds into the round.
That's a good point. I mean, there is a lot more on the line for these kind of games. I had that experience once when I tried to join, if you play online poker and you join one of those free rooms, and you realize that like people have no problem all-in every hand because they just, there's nothing to lose for them. So you're just not even learning poker at that point in time. But sure, yeah, might be, but still try it,
Yeah, definitely go for it. Or better yet, make a team.
Make a team. That's the real advice. Get experiences, friendships, maybe enemies for a lifetime to do that. It's great. 4 versus 5 as Alu goes down right in the beginning of the round, and Vitality are waiting patiently.
I wonder if Aerial's going to make a move. This is a lot of manpower. Alu already going down. Sunny and Aerial to be here. They need to make some kind of a play to either get Aerial back towards that upper bomb site to help his Aerial or Sunny needs to go back or go forward. Aerial, he's going to choose to push forward, and he almost gets caught. Now he needs to back away. This is going to be a sticky situation for him. Good smoke, though. The Molotov is put out immediately.
That one was for the potential wall. Now he's just out here and he wins the fight again. This is an outrageous play for him. X7 doesn't need to stay and fight. Oh, he's going to go down to Saiwu. That's a brilliant headshot from the French player. And now maybe a chance here. 4 versus 3. Starting to make their way down. The smokes are going up, maybe a little bit too much into that corner. And Sunny playing very close with the AK. If they jump around the corner here, he is almost certainly toast. Instead, he goes for the fight. Wins the first one, but not aware of Alex as the follow-up. And now with the bomb planted as well in the 2 versus 3, it's not looking good here, friends. Alex will back off and take a second headshot. And Aerial, no chance. A 3rd kill for Saiwu in the round. And a 9-12 lead here, still for ENCE.
The kill that Saiwu has in ramp room, the fact that it happened so quick is critical to this round actually panning out for Vitality. Because you could see, Sunny was not far away whatsoever. He was down there pretty quick, all things considered, but just, you know, that kill, you could see they just hustle after that. If he actually stays alive, or if he gets in an extended fight that lasts like another second or two, Sunny's in a much better position. He's at the door, they can't take over control, whatever it might be. The clean kill from Saiwu just really won that round for Vitality.
That puts a real dent in the ENCE economy, which I still think is probably the key for a Vitality team that's not looking 100% confident on Nuke right now. And now Alu has the AWP, which I think is going to cause trouble, you know, just on its own. Molotov will force him back. That gives them some time outside here. RPK the only one inside of the lobby while the rest of the team are making their way out. Alex actually leading the charge with the bomb. Yeah, he's just dropped it out there, but that could have been a little bit risky.
Surely he sees the shadow along the wall. This is a long time to be here. He's been spotted now. He certainly needs to fall away. Oh, right around the edge of the smoke. He's sticking around for this fight. 21 kills on Aerial, and now he knows the drop is there. Apex just wants the bomb, and Aerial's going to give up the fight. He's happy with the results so far. ENCE has complete control of this yard. Alex is all the way in the rafters by Heaven. Apex right outside Mini. Shock's outside with him as well. But where do you go from here if you're these 3 players? You have RPK and Lobby. You have to crunch this upper bomb site.
Yeah, you need straight headshots. The first one has to be a one fight or the whole thing is going to collapse. And there's Apex opening it up. RPK turning the corner. Alex, they all collapse at the same time. The timing is so good. And with 20 seconds, X7 making his way up. And Alex will turn around for the win. Surviving on 4 health. And the bomb goes down. And Alu can't do anything. I can't believe Vitality won that round.
That is such a perfect timing. What a great call. Everyone in position, waiting at Mini. 2 players coming in there. Alex from above and behind. And RPK through hut. That is a brutal attack that is just so hard to stop.
It's I mean, that entry kill, right, on Apex, if you don't get that, if somebody goes down instead, then everybody on that defense can just hold their position, right? They just know, I don't have to move anywhere. But as soon as somebody dies, people start looking around a little bit, or they have to sort of like cover 2 angles, and it all falls apart.
And there's nowhere to go. Even that position behind Vent, which can be so strong, there's nowhere you can move. There's nowhere you can adjust. It's just, I am fighting till I die in this narrow little corner.
Not great, is it? And Diff, oh man.
Yeah, it's a frustrating fight to have to take if you're X7 coming up that ladder.
They even got Alu at the end and stole the AWP for Saiwu. 10-12.
He's quietly got to 21 kills. He could have another 30 kill game in this. We'll have to find out. Vitality, they've got to be just crossing their fingers that they don't stub their toe on this one. Upgraded pistols, light armor on 3 players, and 1 flashbang. If you drop the ball here, so much of your hard work goes to waste.
Yeah, that would truly be a disaster, wouldn't it? And Nuke is one of those maps where, yeah, we've seen it many times before.
We just saw in the previous series with Astralis.
Yeah, that was a good point. They really had to battle a little bit for that. Alex trying to cause a little bit of pressure. Alone in lobby, and he's going to be falling backwards. I think it's probably a wise decision.
I think they were positioned for some kind of creative lobby crunch. I think they wanted the bodies there to deal with that situation if it happened. And now that no one kind of attacked with a minute left in the round, the problem now is they've let so much time come off the clock. If these kills don't go their way, just a couple of those 1 digs come out in the favor of ENCE. That becomes an issue, but Shox is handling things nicely. Double kill for him. Apex has one as well, and Alex still waiting for the response from this defense to see if they're going to push towards lobby.
Sergey, first chance at a 1 deke. Now there's 4 targets there, and even with the crossfire here, it should be just fine. 20 seconds. They take care of Sergey, and Sunny, yeah, feeling a lot less confident now they've lost his teammate on the side of the site.
It's also fine. There's no reason for Vitality to chase him. Let him have the P250. Don't lose any weapons. You do not have great money. And as we all know, down the stretch, money's such an important factor. I'm assuming Alex spotted that. Seems like he changed his attention.
Sunny edging his way closer, trying to see if he can get real close to the edge and maybe sneak it in. Yeah, I think Alex definitely saw that, but still caught sleeping ever so slightly. Some backup being called for here, and obviously will be another round for Vitality. So 11-12. Alex cleaning it up at the end, not even allowing him the P250.
So they've closed the gap. 1 round away. No AWP this time for Alu. It's going to be all rifles for the ENCE defense.
So much of this attack from Vitality, I feel like now, revolves around just taking the entire outer yard. Like, even all the way up to, like, CT spawn. They're just saying, you know what, we'll just have that.
It does feel like they're, I mean, it does feel like they're way more comfortable going at their Alu without an AWP, but Ariel has 22 kills, and he's been the point man. He's been the first point of contact most of the time. Alu's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, very much so. So that's a shot across the bow and nearly takes him down. The shadow showing here in Ariel, as you mentioned. He has been a rock outside, but this time he goes down, and Alu can't make it back around the corner now. If they win this fight as well, X7 reloading, and he barely gets that in. And now can they sneak through? And that's some nice aggression coming out from Sergey. Gives them the lead. There's
a lot of aggression in lobby right now. Alex needs to back away with this bomb. He doesn't even know that Sunny's pushed in towards Squeaky Door. He's going to be a free kill. That's going to be the bomb down. ZywOo in a 1 versus 3. He's swapped out for the AK-47. They know he was outside at one point, and he's holding his nerve, holding the trigger. He wants a second kill. He's not going to find it. Sunny almost turned in his direction. He surely knows one's in lobby. The spam coming in, it's not going to do anything. Bomb being faked. But ZywOo's got a big task on his hands, although X7 is far away in ramp room.
Yeah, quite far away. And he's actually not even sure if he's just gone down to check the B-bomb side. Now he's back up again. ZywOo could have had a plant, but there's no way for him to know that. Now he's finally going to go for it, and now they're coming up the ladder as well. Sergey even finding a bit of an angle there, so bit of a shame. Could have maybe been an opportunity. They still do pretty significant damage, taking down 3 members of ENCE, but the Finns move a step closer finally. 13-11.
Another timeout coming for Vitality as they talk things over. Plenty of cash for the French side to buy. I don't know why I'm surprised, but Shox being very vocal during these timeouts.
That's what I don't want. Be quiet, Shox.
Well, I guess it would depend, right? The whole conversation around the leadership thing is one thing, but I think more than anything, it might just be questioning him saying, what do you want me to do? You know, he's the new player into this team. They haven't had a lot of time together. Just making sure that, you know, what he does is the proper thing for the team.
I want him to close his eyes in these timeouts and just be all zen.
Okay.
Just no talking. Don't even listen to what the rest of the team is saying.
Should he open his eyes for the gameplay?
No, I don't even think he needs to. Just channel like 2014,
like
15 Shox.
A whole dodgeball thing?
Yeah, just make him play. Not like that. Maybe open your eyes, actually. It might be fine.
Open your eyes back up, take off the blindfold. Yeah. I was just joking, man.
It's not working out.
Don't just run into the open like that.
Well, 13-11 now. And a good opening. Alu, a lot of people out there. Alex is obviously waiting for this peak, but ZywOo's going to be the first one to show his head. And that spray, with bomb rolling down. Oh, no. And Ariel also taking a kill up there. Apex doing a fine job at getting a bit of a return here, but that auto shotgun will chew up RPK. 1 versus 3 for Apex. That's, yeah, that's not great.
No, it's not ideal. Another 1 versus 3. This time he's no advantages whatsoever. There's the peek from up top. He spotted it. No reason to go back for more. A little bit of spam coming through. There's a flank coming in all the meanwhile. It's Sunny. Wrapping around towards red box, and Apex outside of Mini, just waiting. But surely there's a timer on this, as everyone knows his position. And Sergey's got him, just holding the angle. 14-11, 2 rounds away, ENCE, from forcing a map 3.
Yeah, and that's not even, that's one of the things, but then the money on the Vitality side is dreadful at the current point in time. This definitely feels like a map 3, which, you know, given the way that ENCE have been playing, I'm hardly even surprised. In fact, if anything, I'm still kind of surprised that Vitality are up to 11 rounds, because I feel like ENCE have been playing just a really cool Nuke so far.
That T side was very, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Scout on Apex. 3 Deagles and a Glock.
Yeah, Ariel's starting to worry about someone jumping on his face. We don't want any of that. He was ready for it. Alex wasn't even thinking about it. Oh, grenade, shots with no armor. Well, it wasn't even that. They got him beforehand. Quad kill on Ariel. He has been having himself a very nice game. 28 kills, actually leading even 4 ahead of Saibu on 24. And now it's map point for ENCE. 1 round away. This is very convincing. It's cool to see them play like this, because there's been I don't know. I'm willing to give them quite a while to sort of fix also sort of fit Sunny into this lineup. So I'm not really worried at all.
I feel that way about both teams.
Yeah, it's right. So, but still, it's nice to see that it's not too much of a downward spiral right off the bat. You know, that they still have like a good fundamental style coming out here.
And I think it's actually critically important for their success in the future, considering how much backlash there was to that change, including from myself.
Yeah, you were.
It's very aggressive. I didn't mean to be. I'd just woken up. It's a bit cranky. Didn't want to be awake at that time.
Well, fair enough. You know.
But no, I mean, you hear players all the time talk about the pressure of social media, the pressure of public criticism and everything. So being able to reduce that by having success early on after that change, I think is very important. Yeah,
I agree. We all know what the internet can be like. Once the pitchforks are out, you know, somebody's going to get stabbed. Not always the right target.
Jesus.
It's round number 27 now. And ENCE just need 1 more good defense. And a lot of time has been run off the clock for seemingly absolutely no gain here on the Vitality team. 35 seconds. This is madness. I am scared now for Vitality. I think they're about to make a really big mistake just in terms of the clock. This is not good.
Shox is lurking and he's got the bomb. I was worried he was going to turn in towards Mini. Alu with the first kill. Ooh, the follow-up from Shox is great. Now he knows he's got Alu behind blue box. He needs to find that kill, and somehow this is working. Up the vent comes Alex. And Alu, he's got to try and pick up the piece. It's not there. It's Sergey instead inside the site. A 2-on-1 Zaiwu. He's going to turn the corner. And Sergey's not going to be able to handle that in the bomb. It should be able to get planted. It's a 1-on-1 and X7 coming in hot. And he's got him right after the plant goes down. That's going to be the map for ENCE. We're going to map 3. A nice victory from ENCE after a good performance on Nuke.
Oh, wow. That was on the edge, wasn't it? But good recovery for ENCE. I thought, you know, it looked like maybe there was going to be a comeback moment for Vitality, but they turned it around in their favor anyway. That was a beautiful Nuke. That T side should be studied more, because I think they made a lot of cool choices then. I
mean, again, as we just mentioned, I mean, some of the calling on that T side after replacing your in-game leader, very cool to see. Either way, we got the desk ready. They can probably talk a little bit better than us about that situation. So, Trace, Chad, Pimp, what's up, boys?
I don't know your first name, Jacob.
Yeah, I guess, you know, we're not Jacob.
Not on first name basis anymore.
Just Pimp. Can't ever be known as anything else. That's how those alias things work. But speaking of aliases, we kind of
pretty good TV show.
Alias?
Back in the day, you remember? It was she was like a spy.
No.
We'll watch an episode.
We'll check it out, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so that map, done and dusted. We can take a look at some highlights, get into the nitty-gritty of it, or we could just focus on what is the 3rd map of the series.
Yeah, because we had a quick segment here. 2 things I want to touch on. First of all, when we had the opening segment, the video graphic was the wrong way around, so Jacob and I did sound like idiots. The picks were the opposite direction, and that makes sense considering how these first 2 maps have gone. And Jacob and I were actually saying that Ariel hadn't done too much since that MVP, and here he's shown up in a very big way with 28+ kills to his name, so a good map from him.
Sounds like he heard you guys.
Yeah, and Zai was pretty cool too, so everything's looking good in the Counter-Strike world.
I think you got us all covered right there. Moving into Dust 2.
yeah, that's the first 2 maps covered.
Yes, Inferno Nuke done. now Dust 2 is all that we have left remaining in this series. So when we look at Dust 2, who do we feel like this is going to favor just outright right away, right off the top, right off of what we've seen
I'm going to
today?
say Vitality, given the fact that I was actually riding the shuttle with ENCE yesterday when they arrived at the airport. Then they had to go to media day, and I know for a fact they were in bed pretty late. So it's been a long day for them as well.
Maybe they're peaking now. Think about it in New York right now, mate. It's getting to dinner time.
Are you tired?
No.
Are you tired?
No.
No? Okay.
I got any other trick questions?
Are you tired?
Anyway, so Dust 2, I really think that Zywoo's had 2 really good maps, right? He's definitely going to continue that through. So a couple of other things to note. Sergey's been doing a bit of secondary AWPing on the CT side for this roster as well, alongside Alu on the ENCE side. And their B defense, it used to be a problem with Alexi B, was on the team. If they're able to amend that now that Sunny's there, it could be an ENCE victory.
Dust 2 used to be the map that Vitality picked, even in the best of 1 games against some of the very best teams in the world. I think they're very comfortable moving into Dust 2, and I think Shocks is going to be easy implemented into the playstyle. So in that regard, I think it's going to be, I'm not going to say relatively easy for them, but I think it's going to be a map where I think Vitality has the stronger components in order to work with.
And I have a question for everybody here.
I've got the answer before you do that.
Oh, what is it?
Coming up after the break, I have the 3rd map and the final map of this series. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one. This is the culmination of all of our efforts of the entire day. ENCE versus Vitality on a 3rd map. Dust 2, the decider, right here. Let's get it on! Let's go to church.
I'm up.
That worked.